Hi class, welcome back to online science class. Today we'll be learning about adaptations. In the animal group behavior video, we talked about how being in a group helps animals survive by obtaining food and protecting each other from predators. In this video, we will learn about how adaptations can also help animals survive. Imagine that we are on Neptune, the 8th planet in our solar system. Neptune is full of methane, which is why it appears blue, has a very cold environment, and has powerful winds. Let's say that two people, say Josh and Marie, wanted to travel to Neptune. If Josh, who breathes oxygen, goes to Neptune with a light summer clothes and sandals, would he be able to survive? How about Marie? She, unlike regular humans, is able to breathe without oxygen and wears a heavy triple-layered coat and insulated boots. Would she survive? Given the environment of Neptune, Marie has a higher chance of surviving than Josh. Josh would not survive the first second he enters Neptune because there's no oxygen and the temperature is about negative 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Marie had the upper hand because she was prepared. She wore warm clothing so she won't freeze to death like Josh, and had a natural advantage of breathing without oxygen. This is a glimpse as to what adaptations are. Adaptations come in many different forms, such as physiological, structural, and behavioral. But in general, adaptations are characteristics of a living thing that helps it survive in its environment. All living things have adaptations, even us humans. The important fact about adaptation is that it depends on the environment. For any particular environment, some kinds of organisms survive well, some survive less well, and some cannot survive at all. If an ecosystem got hit with a disturbance, some animals and plants will die because they do not have the necessary adaptations to survive. Some will live because their adaptations help them survive, and they will pass on the adaptations to their future generations. Some will also develop a new adaptation and pass it on to their future generation as well. Let's look at some of the adaptations that animals use on a daily basis. Look at this giraffe. A special quality of giraffes is that they have very long necks and a very long tongue. Ever wondered why giraffes have such long necks and tongues? Pause and think. Welcome back. Giraffes' long necks helps them reach tall trees for food. They eat leaves from these tall trees so that their long neck helps them reach there. Their long tongue helps them pull the leaves from the branches. These adaptations help them survive in the desert because there is less competition for fighting with other animals for food. The giraffes have the advantage because other animals cannot reach that high for their food. This is an example of a structural adaptation. This type of adaptation refers to a feature of an organism's body that helps it to survive or reproduce. Another example is an armadillo's hard shell. 3-branded armadillos have the ability to curl up into a ball to protect themselves from predators. They simply curl their head and tail into their shell, hiding from any big animals that might feast on their flesh. Scary! One of the most famous examples of adaptations is a chameleon's color-changing skin. If you've ever seen a chameleon, you know that it has this interesting ability to change its skin color in an instant. Whether it is a mixture of vibrant colors or just one color, this adaptation protects them from hungry predators. When a chameleon senses a threat, it changes its skin color to blend into their surroundings. When this happens, the predator cannot see the chameleon and just moves on. Chameleons also turn into vibrant colors to show off to females that they are ready to mate. This is an example of physiological adaptations. These refer to a body process that helps an organism to survive or reproduce. Structural and physiological adaptations sound the same, but they are different. Just remember that structural means the actual structure of the organism, the physical quality. Physiological means the inner processes. You may or may not see the adaptation because it is happening in the inside, and it also can express it on the outside. Another example is a penguin's ability to slow down their resting heart rate during a dive so that it can conserve oxygen underwater and spend more time finding food. Remember in the ecosystem dynamics video where we talked about the effects of disturbances on an ecosystem? One of the effects was migration, which is the seasonal movement of animals from one region to another. Birds fly south during the fall to avoid the cold, harsh winter. They have better chances of finding food and surviving in a place that is warm. This is an example of behavioral adaptation. These refer to the responses or behaviors made by an organism that help it to survive and reproduce. Another example is sleeping in the day and being active during the night, which is called being nocturnal. Animals such as bats and owls are nocturnal and have special adaptations to help them see and hear during the night. If you have a hamster as a pet, you might notice that they sleep a lot during the day and make a lot of noises during the night. This is because they are also nocturnal. So what did we learn today? We learned that organisms have adaptations that help them survive in their environment. They use these adaptations to obtain food and protect themselves. Certain adaptations that are very useful are passed down to future generations so they are able to survive as well. Those who don't have the certain adaptations have less chance of survival in that environment. I hope you enjoyed this video and remember to complete the worksheet provided. Thanks for watching. Bye.